So I'm going to show you what I mean when I say scalping versus you're about to see something real quick. So check this out. And I'm only going to use my custom EMA ribbons, which by the way are in my course, but I'm going to show you the power of what I'm saying. So let's say, okay, let me bring my microphone over here because this is about to be important. To you is gonna change or remind you. It's either gonna change how you've been doing things or it's gonna remind you of how powerful the stuff I talk about in my courses. So watch this. Okay, pay attention. I'm gonna show you why you only want to use high leverage on small time frames. Get the money, get out. You know what I mean? And because you're using high leverage, you're gonna pay higher fees for sure, because you're borrowing a massive amount of money from the exchange and you're having that on a very short time frame or whatever. So they're gonna hit you with some fees. But when that thing goes pretty the way it is, you make your money, you get out of there. Whatever, I'm out. Okay? For those of you who don't like paying fees at a premium, right? And for those of you who want to make more money and you want to do it with less volatility and less headache and not looking at the charts for every 2-3 minutes or something, I'm going to show you how you can do that. And it's in my course. Well, pay attention to what I'm showing you. This is super dope. So you just saw me scalp the market up and inside of a minute or so pull close to $400 out the market. Okay, cool. So watch this. That was very volatile, right? I was on a 5-minute chart doing that just to showcase to y'all that, stuff I do is not luck, okay? So, but watch this. If I click on my EMA ribbons, now look, you saw me, the money I made was just like from one candle. Like this one candle right here for me was like that, almost close to that $400 move, right? But what about this whole thing right here? Let me show you. Watch this. See that? Click. Okay. You see what's going on here, right? Now let's go back here. Imagine what I'm saying to you. Just please pay attention, because men lie, women lie, numbers don't. Y'all just saw real time and live that a candle like this earned me about $400. What about this move? So let me explain it to you. A move like this is only a quick little, 0.5% move. But what about a move that looks like this? Look, what kind of money does that make? If this right here earns $400 for somebody like me, what does a move like this earn me? Remember when I was live earlier today and I was talking to y'all and I said extracting $4,000 and stuff out the market? That's why. Stuff like this. Okay, now peep game. This is a 5-minute chart. Look at these EMA ribbons. They crossed here, right? And then this came dumping down, right? And they didn't cross again till here. So pay attention to this. Watch this. What if you was in a trade, you're not good enough to get the top. You're not that good, be honest. So you wait for this to crash down, break, come back up. Look, this is called a break, and you wait for the retest. At this particular point, you see that this is getting resisted under these ribbons. This is a high, crash. This is a lower high. You know you're going down. So you enter a trade here. Quick. This starts pushing down, right? You see that this pushes up. Then you could get out here. That's 3.5%. You could get out here, 5%. You could get out back up here again. If you missed it, 3%. You can get out down here for 6%. Or maybe you're not that good at all and you just wait for these ribbons to cross again for 4.5%, almost 5%. That trade is a valid trade. But how long did that take on a 5-minute chart? Watch this. From here, look, from here to over here, when you would have got out, when these things crossed, 9 hours and 55 minutes. But how? It's a 5-minute chart because of my ribbons. You don't have to do this. That was a $400 move, but you could give yourself 9 hours to make a gazillion dollars. Even on a 5-minute chart, my ribbons, this took 9 hours to play out. I'm not done. That's a 5-minute chart. Watch me zoom out. Watch this. Pay attention. What if I go to something like a 3-hour chart? Now this looks like a nothing burger. Look, pay attention to the macro picture now. Somebody say, oh my gosh. Look at this macro picture now. What you see over here was a 9-hour move for thousands of dollars. What about this move? Pay attention. You're not good enough to get this. Stop it. You're not that good. So you wait for this to break, come back up to retest, and see that this was a high and this is a lower high, and it's under these EMA ribbons. So you start your trade there. Somebody say, got it. You're in the trade here. Boom. Look what happens. Look, you could have got out down here for 27%, right? Or maybe you waited here on the pullback because you wasn't that good and you couldn't, that's still 12%. Or maybe you got out here, 30%. Or you waited for the retrace and that was about 20%. Or maybe you're not that good at all and you just wait for these EMA ribbons to cross again. That's 22%. If I made $400 off 0.5% and I can make $4,000 or $5,000 off of this move, what kind of move is this? How long did that take? Well, from this area right there down here to where these ribbons crossed back over again, that was 17 days. That's a 3-hour chart. That's not a 5-minute chart, my boy. 5-minute chart's 9 hours. 3-hour chart, that took 17 days. That means I don't have to watch my trade every damn minute. Come on now. Come on now. Talk to me. Do I have to look at the chart every single day? I don't think so. Because once I'm in and it starts running, I can follow that up with a trailing stop loss, let it do what it does, or manually do my stop loss, just kind of look at it every now and then, maybe once a day, okay, and manually move my stop loss up to protect my gains and let it run. Once you're in a massive trade that's good, you could just let the trade run while it's in profit. Facts. And that's 17 days. You can still go to all your football games, all your daughter's cheerleading competitions, piano practice, acting classes. You can do it all and still make a gazillion dollars. My course teaches that. Anybody playing around out here that don't understand that, you tripping. Because if I show you how to make $400 with one candlestick, you don't want to give me 17 days worth of candlesticks. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? You want to give me 17 days? Huh. Okay. All right. Does that make sense? Does it seem like I'm gassing you, or does that's real? For real, guys. That's all jokes aside. Am I gassing you, or is that real? Beautiful thing about, when I ask questions, it's a beautiful thing comes behind it. I gotta be honest with you. A beautiful thing comes behind it. I'm gonna show it to you right now, Doodle. 1 second. I want to show it to you in front of everybody, because if we're gonna gas, we're gonna see what type of gas it is. It's either, pay attention. I'm gonna turn my camera around. You don't want to give me 17 days to get into trades. Doodle, look. You don't want to give me 17 days to get into trades. Doodle, look. It's floating profit and loss. P&L, that's floating profit and loss, 29,000. You don't want to give a person like me that type of time in the market. You understand what I'm saying? You don't. No. Right? It's one thing for me to showcase and show you $400 in one candle, but if I'm just going to do it on a long time frame and just go hang out with my family and play golf and all kind, I'll turn that into tens of thousands of dollars. I do it all the time. All right, so I want to double down on that as well. Do you mind, Doodle, if I double down on that? I'm talking to Doodle. I want to make sure that he's still available here with us and stuff like that. Doodle, I want to make sure that I double down on that. Check this out. You see this right here? What I'll talk to you about for massive amounts of gains over a 17-day period, right? What happens if I go here and I click this big money trades indicator? Whoa. Now, Doodle, let me show you something here because I want to make sure that we're real loud and clear of what I'm saying here. I got a sell signal right here to tell me to go short. Once I'm in the trade here, pay attention to me, Doodle. I got a sell signal up here. I didn't get a buy signal until down here for 28%. Now, let me explain something to you because you might don't understand what I mean here. So we're gonna call this a trip. I'm getting ready to take a trip of gains. I'm gonna start this trip in New York. And I know that when I go on this trip, there's gonna be gas stations. You got Buc-ee's and you know what I'm saying? You got restrooms. I might take rest breaks and I gotta gotta gas up. But I'm starting this trip on New York. I fill up right here. $10,000 on a 10X. I fill up my pump right here, my car. And then I start taking this trip. And then I get to a gas station right here. And in order for me to go in here and grab some of these Bucky briskets and stuff like that and fill my tank up, I got to actually spend some money. So I might as well take some money off the table because the first gas station stop is right here. So I might as well go ahead and take these profits off the table right here at 28% times 10, so 280%. That's my first gas station. So I'm going to go ahead and take that off the table. That trade is done. Now, look here at this gas station. When I fill up again, I fill up and you know what I'm saying? I'm going to go ahead and take this trip right here. I know we're going down here to Georgia from New York. We're going down here, it's down south for sure. But I'm just saying, we wanted to go ahead and, you know what I'm saying, go down here to North Carolina real quick first because I got some people over here. So I'm going to go ahead and take these gains right here. But look, for another 18% on a 10X, that's 180. So I made 280% here and 180% here because I got these gas stations telling me where to fill up at. This analogy I'm giving you is crazy as shit. Now I'm going to go ahead and fill up again because we got to go down here to the ATL, down here to Georgia for another 15% right here. On a 10X, that's 150. So let me get this right. 280 here, 180% here, 150% here. And all I did was stop at these gas stations to refill up.